The phrase adolescent girl may be important here, but we'll hold it over until later. What we will not hold over any longer are actual tape recordings made in Virginia Campbell's bedroom during the course of the phenomena mentioned. Dr. Logan recorded these, and it is through his courtesy that we're now able to present them. The commentary is his too.
The first recording you're going to hear, or the first part of the recording, is that in which the knocking or tapping sound is heard. This knocking and tapping was quite typical of the type of sounds heard during the nights in which the phenomena were present, and they really are self-explanatory. I would like to state here that I satisfied myself that there was no possible outside source causing these sounds. The microphone at this stage was just beside the bed of the child, standing on the linen basket, as a matter of fact, that features so prominently in many of the phenomena. The sound appeared to come from somewhere in the region of the bed at that stage where Virginia was lying. I couldn't localize it. I looked under the bed. I stood at both ends of the bed. I stood at either side of the bed, but I couldn't definitely pinpoint an exact source for the location of the sound. I made sure there was nothing in the room, and I made sure as far as possible that the child was quite immobile and she had no part to play in the knocking. In fact, I'm quite convinced on that particular point the amount of noise produced would have had to been produced by the child by quite a great deal, I would say, of physical activity, and she was completely immobile. The next recording was made shortly after the service by the Church of Scotland ministers. The mother and father had been with the child for a time. They had gone out of the room for an instant when this present sequence of events took place. What actually happened there was that the lid of the linen basket had risen up its full height and remained there until after the mother and father came in the room, and I personally saw it and replaced it in its normal position. Now, I must point out at this stage the microphone had been moved to a point up on the wardrobe, on the top of the wardrobe, just behind the door. Most of the manifestations were designed to attract the attention of people, although at this particular instance there was no one in the room when something visible did happen, but the child's reaction was sufficient to attract the attention of everyone in the house. The microphone for this recording was placed on top of the wardrobe just behind the door. Dr. Nisbet had just left and was going down the stairs when the following sawing noise was heard. You'll hear the clock chiming in the background. The time was 10 o'clock, but you'll only hear the end of the chimes. Those are some knocking noises. They're different in quality from the ones previously recorded.